What is up, though, Lions fans? The Motor City Cats back at it. Came to give you stats, not static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. We are going to be getting into the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. We're going to be breaking down the game. Keys to the game, what to expect, this, that, and the third thing. We talked a little bit about it leading up to this week. That's all the buzz, but there's some more buzz. Hold on, let me get this together right here. 1 second. I got to get my chat out. Make sure everything is live. Make sure everything is doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. All right. Okay, we got all that up. All that's going. Okay, cool. So as I was saying, there's some more chatter. There's some more talk, if you will. And this talk comes from everywhere. It's always somewhere, but it's nowhere, or whatever the case may be. And I just want to address it a little bit. Some people like when I address it. Some people don't like when I address it. But I'm going to go ahead and address it because it needs to be talked about. Detroit Lions fans, stop being scared. Stop being scared. I mean, we've got one of our members, our core members of the chat, who's always pressed. Apparently, there were Lions fans apologizing to Commanders fans on X, so on and so forth. And I just don't understand what you're apologizing for. In the history of sports, and most of you Lions fans, if you're new, you didn't have this opportunity. But in the history of sports, there has been trash talk amongst the fan bases. If you are an old school, old head Lions fan like myself, you were probably a Bad Boys Pistons fan. Not a Bad Boys Pistons was running the league. And if you were a Bad Boys Pistons fan, you understood that the trash talk was readily available. You would talk to the Chicago Bulls fans. You would talk to the Indiana Pacers fans. You would talk to the New York Knicks fans, the Boston Celtics fans, hell, the LA Lakers fans. You would talk to these people and you would stand on business. But for some reason, when the Lions got good, I know we've been bad for a long time. But for some reason, when the Lions got good, we shied away. I've been told that I shouldn't laugh at another fan base because we might lose on Saturday. And that other fan base was the Minnesota Vikings. No, I will laugh at the Minnesota Vikings. I will laugh at the Minnesota Packers, whatever, the Green Bay Packers. I will laugh at all of them because they came for me and I didn't even send for them. So when you seek me out, if my channel ain't, hugely popular, we getting there, we growing, right? We pulling in the subscribers. We doing what we do. When you seek me out, when you come for me and I ain't send for you, it's fair game. It's fair game. Just like if I go into a Minnesota Vikings fan or Green Bay Packers, or Chicago Bears, or whatever the team, the Washington Commanders, if I go into one of their creators' chats and I start talking crazy, I'm fair game because I came for them and they didn't send for me. And that's pretty much what it is. Look, No one is discounting the Washington Commanders. No one's doing that. No one is saying that Jaden Daniels isn't him. No one is saying that we're gonna put 50 on him. No one is saying anything out of the ordinary. But what we are saying is the situation is this. The Detroit Lions went all the way to the NFC Championship game last season and lost. Let's say not just they went all the way to the NFC Championship game. They went all the way to the NFC Championship game's second half. Because in the first half, it was BTA. We had a 17-point lead going into halftime. And we lost. We also know that the Detroit Lions, as a football team, regularly rewatch that game. We also know that the Detroit Lions, as a football team, have been very mission-oriented this entire season. Sometimes it's not the X's and O's. Sometimes it's the Jimmies and the Joes. And in this case, the Jimmies and the Joes of the Detroit Lions have something between the ears and in front of their faces and their eyes that the Washington Commanders do not have. The Washington Commanders, I'm not going to call them a cute story because that's what everyone was calling us up until last year. And people are still trying. Okay? I'm not going to call them a cute story. I'm not going to say, oh, they're just happy to be here. No, because they really think that they can win. But what they don't have, like what we have, is the motivation. They don't have it. Yes, are they motivated to win? Yes, but we're dealing with a different kind of motivation. We're dealing with the motivation of disappointment. What up, though, Pound the Pavement? That is the motivation that we are dealing with. A feeling, a taste that is left in our mouths, pause, that we were on the cusp. We were right there. We were 30 minutes away for going to our first ever Super Bowl. We had them where we wanted them. And we let them off the hook. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. What up, though, Sion Judo? Judah? I said judo. Well, I was looking at my bad. What up, though, Sion Judah? So we had them. And that was the thing. We let it slip away. When I say we've been very mission-oriented, every wrong from last season has been righted up to this point. This is the first chance that we're having to right this wrong. And this wrong is we did not win the NFC Championship. So we are not overlooking the Washington Commanders. We're looking through the Washington Commanders. That is a difference. Because that would indicate that the Washington Commanders are in the way of what we need to accomplish. What up, though, Precision Staining? The Washington Commanders are in the way. And that doesn't mean that they're not there. That doesn't mean that we overlook them like we don't see them. No, we see them. And we're not looking past them. No. We are looking through them. We're taking our eyes and we're boring a hole in their chest. So you are standing here and I've got to get somewhere and I've got to remove you from my path. You are an obstacle. That is how the Detroit Lions are looking at the Washington Commanders. Okay, overlooking someone or looking over someone or looking around or looking past or looking by someone. That's what the Buffalo Bills were doing when they lost to the Rams ahead of the Detroit Lions game. And you can see it because the way that they came out of that for that Detroit Lions game, full of energy. Much more energy somehow than the Detroit Lions came out with. Detroit Lions could not match the Buffalo Bills energy because they didn't have the next game mentality. They didn't have this is the most important game. of the season mentality. No, they showed up in Los Angeles and were like, yeah, okay, these dudes are nothing. Let's go ahead and get to the Lions. And it didn't turn out that way, so they lost. But I can guarantee you that I can promise you that the Detroit Lions are not looking around. They are not looking over. They're not looking under. They are not looking past. They are not looking beyond the Washington Commanders. They're looking through the Washington Commanders. Okay? And looking through them because they have a goal to reach. But before you can reach your goal, you have to go through this obstacle. You must clear it. That is how the Detroit Lions are looking at the Washington Commanders. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not cocky. That's being mission oriented. Look what happened when we got back to Dallas. The mission was to beat the brakes off the Dallas Cowboys, to right the wrong of last season. What was it? 42-6, 49-6, something like that. Right? Look at the San Francisco 49ers. The mission was to, didn't matter if the game didn't matter. The mission was to right the wrong. The San Francisco 49ers beat us last season to knock us out of the NFC Championship game. Not to knock us out of the Super Bowl. Right? Okay. But we beat the Bucks. Y'all lost at home. Is that what the Commanders fans are saying? So now when we look at the NFC North, we were mission oriented. We wanted to win that division. It was a goal, right? The goal wasn't to get the number 1 seed and then win the North. No. The goal was to win the North and then get the number 1 seed. And what happened? Smashed that goal, swept the division. Nobody beat us. So when I look at this team and I look at the confidence of this team, I don't see the arrogance that the fans are afraid of. I don't see them overlooking opponents the fans are afraid of. I don't see all the things that we got people apologizing to Washington Commanders for. We're not being disrespectful to the Washington Commanders. Hell, Vegas has us at what? 9-10 point favorites. When you're almost a double-digit favorite, that's a blowout to Vegas, right? Most games are picked, the favorites are picked in Vegas as, 7 points is a lot. You're usually getting 3 to 5, right? 7 is a lot. 9, almost 10, that's a lot of points. So Vegas expects this to be a blowout. I'm not picking a blowout. I don't ever pick blowouts unless you are the Titans or you are the Jaguars or some team like this. But other than that, we're being respectful. And sometimes you just got to say it with your chest. Sometimes you just got to say it with your chest. So, do I think we're going to win this football game? Yes. Do I expect for us to win this football game? Yes. Hold on. I got a guest that's supposed to be coming on. Trying to see if I can get him. But what do you guys think in the chat about all of the stuff that's going on between the Commanders fans and the Lions fans? Do you think the Lions fans are being out of pocket? Are you one of those people that thinks that you should be apologizing to the not Minnesota Vikings? They're dead. Their season's done. Are you one of those people that thinks that you should be apologizing to the Washington Commanders and their fans? Let's see what y'all think. Okay. All right. Now, we got a few things from the Lions that we need to go ahead and talk about. Obviously, we need to talk about the injury situation rolling in. So the first true Lions injury report, Mr. Morale 313 says, hell no. Ain't no apologies going on over here. That's right, Mr. Morale. Stand on business. Stand on business. The funny thing is I keep getting copyright. It's not copyright strikes. I guess it's just notifications when I do the hell to the no, no, hell no. I guess because that's like an official song. So it's not just a sound bite. So I guess when I get monetized, I'm gonna have to stop using that sound bite. And I'm just gonna have to say it myself. Because I don't want to get no strikes. They're not strikes right now. They're not affecting anything, but I just keep getting the notifications. All right. So our first actual real report, because yesterday's report was estimated because they did a walkthrough. They didn't do real practice. Okay. Offensive tackle Taylor Decker is he didn't practice. He was it says personal. And I heard something about a family thing. Somebody had a baby or something. I don't know, but it was just a personal absence. It wasn't related to any injuries. Pat O'Connor, calf, no practice. Ennis Rakestraw, hamstring / illness, no practice. Ennis Rakestraw is shaping up to be Emmanuel Mosley Jr. It's so sad. Kevin Zeitler, hamstring, no practice. Terrion Arnold, foot, full practice. David Montgomery, knee, full practice. So Terrion Arnold looks to be correct when he says, yo, I'm playing. So he's playing. We ain't worried about that. But Kevin Zeitler is the thing that worries me the most. We do have confidence in Christian Mahogany, but like I said before, I would much rather have my guy Kevin Zeitler in there in the playoff game, because experience is like what we talk about with Jaden Daniels. More experience is better in the playoffs. Let's see. All right, Mr. Morale says, I pull this over here now. All right. They are the ones chanting, we want Detroit. What are we apologizing for? I don't know, bro. That's why I say it with your chest became a thing. That's why I say it with your chest became a thing, because a lot of people are afraid to say it with the chest. Let's see what Kay Ain't Press got to say, because she's pressed. She said, I had to go to F off on a Commanders fan today because biatch, y'all ain't said ish about us or been vocal all season until y'all found out y'all had to play the big dogs. Okay, see, that's what, see, Kay, say it with your chest now. Say it with your chest now. Okay, I'm proud of you, Kay. She also says, payment don't bring you. All right. Okay. I thought Pounding the Pavement was a Lions fan. He's been in a few of my streams. This is before the his quotes. His quotes are from, I think, Commanders fans. Okay, but we beat the Bucks. Y'all lost at home. I think that's why it's in quotes. So don't go off on him, K. Don't kill a man. It was something you can't understand. Hashtag if you know, you know. Use the hashtag. I know Mr. Morale knows. All right. So moving on. See, I don't think Easy's coming today. He said he had to do some clips. Let's see. Hold on, let's see. No, Chef, because I'm getting tired of MS speaking on us but I'm saying, pound the pavement is a Lions fan. Those were just quotes. Those are quotes from Commanders fans. He wasn't saying that. All right. So let's get to some of the matchups that we got going on here. If y'all watch the heavies, shout out to the heavies. They had a dude on there. I think his name was the real Rio or something. My apologies. I didn't get his name like I should have got it. Obviously, you can go back and watch it and get his name. However, yes, he says I'm quoting Commanders fans. He is a Lions fan. Don't freak out. Now I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do, which is just freak out, man. I got one thing to ask. Who's coming with me? All right, hashtag if you know, you know. Use the hashtag. What up, though, Paul Thomas? Paul Thomas says Redskins don't stand a chance. What up, though, JSJ? Well, good thing we're not playing the Redskins. I just had to throw that out there. You made it too easy for me. So here's the thing. He was talking about Jaden Daniels versus Goff. And here's the thing. It's just starting to get really annoying. Okay? Jared Goff he needs everything around him. He's not special. Jaden Daniels is special. He's got the perfect situation in Detroit, but he needs that. I'm sorry, but he's got what he needs. Is your argument as to why he's not better at quarterbacking a football team than your quarterback? He's got everything that he needs to be phenomenal, but Jaden Daniels is special. See, when we start saying craziness like that, it's like this is when people think you're diminishing the players. And nobody's diminishing Jaden Daniels. Okay? Nobody's doing that. I don't think you'll find a single Detroit Lions fan, Detroit Lions analyst, Detroit Lions player, Detroit Lions coach, especially not Dan Campbell, who is going to diminish Jaden Daniels, who is going to say that Jaden Daniels isn't special, he isn't any good. But you're also not going to find people within the Detroit Lions organization and the vast majority of the fans of the Detroit Lions, you're not going to find us diminishing our own quarterback because you believe that your rookie quarterback is special. And then he goes on to admit that their roster isn't very good right now and we have a better team. But the X factor and the equalizer in a playoff game is a special quarterback. So but see, here's the thing that I don't understand. Our quarterback needs everything around him and he has everything that he needs. And I read you guys the stat yesterday. He's the first quarterback and the only quarterback in the NFL history to throw for 4,000 plus yards, throw for 70% completion ratings, and have a 110 plus quarterback rating ever to do it. No quarterback has ever done it in any stretch of seasons in their careers. Jared Goff did it all in 1 year. So he's having a historic season with all the pieces that he has around him, and he has the pieces around him. So now we're supposed to believe that that guy that needs everything around him to be perfect, but has everything that he needs, is going to lose to a quarterback who is simply special. And you don't know who your number 2 wide receiver is behind Terry McLaurin. Your number 2 wide receiver last week against the Bucs was a guy in De'Ami Brown that had a total of 300 yards receiving and 1 touchdown in the entire season. That sounds like DJ Chark with his 4 receptions for the season. Hold on, let me let this cat inside. 1 second. This dude messing up my flow. Tried to let him back inside before the damn podcast started, but you know he wanted to be ignorant and difficult. Anyway, so now you don't know who your number 2 wide receiver is. He had 89 yards and a touchdown, best game of his career since he's been in the league. Obviously, this is one of the guys that was drafted before Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Amon-Ra St. Brown has said his name, and they think it's beef. You have 2 guys, Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne, on your defensive line who were beasts before they got paid, and now you're hoping that they can rekindle that magic from their contract years. You've got your offensive line is, it's decent. In your secondary, I have to you got Marshawn Lattimore, who's, I don't even know if he's playing. He's probably on the injury list with a hamstring, which is, he's missed. He got traded to them and missed like 7 games. I think last week against the Bucs was like his first game action or something like that, or his second game back or something. So who knows if he overextended himself and hurt himself again. So that secondary is there. You got Mikey Sanders still, who, I'm a Michigan fan. I love Mikey Sanders still, but he is also a rookie. Okay. Yes, he's been doing great this season, but if you're putting him up against Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was an all-pro, back-to-back first-team all-pro, like always has 1,000-yard seasons, 100-catch seasons are normal, 10, double-digit touchdowns every year. Like, this is the guy that you're eliminating with Mikey Sanders still, the rookie? Then you got St. Juste on the other side. Is he really covering J-Mo? I don't even know who your safeties are. Who are the Washington Commanders safeties? Who are they? Does anybody know? Can anybody tell me who the Washington Commanders safeties are? Because I'm going to tell you what, I don't know them. Okay. I'm not trying to be cocky here. The entire league knows Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. The entire league knows them. So I'm just saying, the things are in the favor of the Detroit Lions. They really are right now. Mr. Morale says hashtag half baked. Of course he knows. 7 Mile Greenfield here. We good. Rio is a clown. He thinks JD I think it's supposed to be JD5 is so special and that Goff isn't. Our CB is the best our QB is the best left in the NFC. And did you have to feed the pet kangaroo? I don't have a pet kangaroo yet. Working on that. Working on that. All right. So here's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Paul Thomas, you said our QB is the best QB left in the NFC. And of course, when they were asked that question on First Take, I think it was Chris Canty picked Jaden Daniels. Now, to his credit, Stephen A. Smith said, congratulations, you played yourself. Right? He told him that he played himself. Now, I don't know, didn't listen that far into it, who Stephen A. Smith went on to pick. But again, we need Jaden Daniels to do magic in order to give this team a chance. And then we have a guy on the other side that needs perfection around him and has it. If you want to say that my offensive line and my weapons and my play caller are perfection, cool. Those are all in place. And now you've got another guy over there that goes, oh, we need him. He's got to will us into some situation. What do you think is more reliable? Right? Because all I know is at certain times the magic runs out. I would submit that the magic runs out. The magic is not reliable. Right? It's not reliable. But when you take the number one offense in the NFL, when you take, oh no, I just got a message. I just got a message from Easy. When you take the number one offense in the NFL, when you take the first time in the history of the NFL, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1,000 yards from scrimmage. When you take for the second year in a row, and it's only able to be the second year because this is Jahmyr Gibbs' second year. When you take the second year in a row, you have the best running back tandem in the NFL. Historically good. When you take these things into account, when you've got a guy that says he runs a 4-1, and damn it, he looks like he could, and he's taking the top off of your defense. And you got Sam LaPorta, who, oh, by the way, as a rookie, was second team All-Pro as a tight end, who's been getting work back into the system, right? He started off the year kind of injured, and he's been working his way back in. You got all these things that Jared Goff needs around him, and he has them. Which one would you put, like, if you were a betting man, which some of you are, or woman, where would you lay your bets? On the thing that's the sure thing that we can say it's tangible. I need a weapon, says Jared Goff. Well, how about you take 4 of them? Versus, I need to work magic. I need 5 seconds to run around, and I need someone to uncover and to get open. That's what I'm relying on to win my football game, says Jaden Daniels. If you are placing bets, which some of you are, which thing are you betting on? I'm just saying, not to diminish that Jaden Daniels is that dude. I thought, I would submit that the Chicago Bears made a colossal blunder picking Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels. I think they did that. I think Jaden Daniels should have been the number 1 pick in the draft. Now, would the Bears have been a playoff team if Jaden Daniels was on their team? It's quite possible that they would have, even with all the dysfunction and the crap. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. So we got another troll. Aren't you a Vikings troll? Kitties, Motorsoft overrated. I think this is a Vikings troll. You see what I mean? Like, he subscribed to my channel. Appreciate the subscription, right? Just to come troll. As I said, he came for me when I didn't send for him. That's what I was saying earlier. If you come for me and I didn't send for you, you're fair game, bro. That just happened in Minnesota. What up, though, Jay Cruising? Why is it fans of other teams in here with Bush? This is what I'm saying, Kate. They came for me and I didn't send for them. That's my whole thing. Don't come here if you don't want to, you come looking to start stuff and then you cry when we clap back. Stop crying. Take your medicine. No, I'll let y'all kill him. Paul. He's only gonna say that like once and then he's gonna leave. That's what he does. This bets are hard. Somebody block Kitties. Kitties is a Chiefs fan. Oh, okay. Well, bruh, you shook if you're a Chiefs fan and you're coming into a Lions creators chat. There's still games to play, But hey, if Kitties is a Chiefs fan, I appreciate the vote of confidence because that means he's shook. It's no such thing as halfway crooks. Brent DeWitt said they have nothing to do because their season is over. So Chef Block Kitties, he's only gonna make that if he starts spamming, I'll block him. Chiefs can't protect the 3-peat. They just effing can't. All right, but y'all didn't answer my question. If you got what up, though, Tactical Sport? If you've got a guy that simply needs everything, he's not special. He needs perfection around him, but he has the perfection that he needs. He's got everything he needs against a guy who's super duper special and he resorts to magic to win games. Which one are you betting on? That's all I want to know. Said no Lions fans worrying about KC, but this guy's worried since the playoff. Look, I would submit, Jay Cruzen, we're asking for KC. The people that I have asked, who would you rather play? We get to the Super Bowl, who would you rather see? Lamar, Josh, or Patrick? Ain't nobody saying Lamar or Josh. Everybody's saying Patrick. And we already know Patrick's a better quarterback. Like Rio said, what did he say? Oh, the Detroit Lions are bottom 5 in the league when it comes to a certain stat about mobile quarterbacks. Cool, no problem. We'll be bottom 5. and that's why we want to see Patrick Mahomes. Brent DeWitt says sooner or later the magic bottle runs dry. That's for sure. Jaden isn't that super duper special. He's still a kid. And this is the thing that he was saying. He was like, I've never seen a rookie this poised. He started 55 games in college and in the SEC. He was playing in front of 110,000 fans in college at LSU. But, 110,000 is cool, but it's just different. The NFL fan is different than the college football fan. There's certain expectations. All right. Speaking of that, little segue. Is there any difference in the way that you see this dude in Philly that recorded his wife or fiance being called all of those things and simply recorded, now that the dude he recorded has been banned for life by the Eagles and he's been fired from his job? I personally think that you could have done both things. I think you could have gotten his face and also still did your internet sleuthing thing. I just feel like, I don't know. And apparently the Eagles are going to be sending Packers gear to the woman who was being assaulted. Again, I don't know if that's enough. I feel like you should have done more. Dish served, potluck. Lions fans ain't mentioned ish about the Chiefs not one time this year. The only time and only reason we speak on teams is when those teams speak on us. Let's be real. Yes. Honestly, I want to know who likes to play with a QB who is kind of run first. Yeah, that's like I said, it's the whole the flag football effect or the backyard football effect. And this is why you have to start counting Mississippi's before you can run as a quarterback, or count Mississippi's before you can rush, because the quarterback has no protection, but you also have no protection against the quarterback. When everybody turns down the field and runs go routes and you just take off behind them, it's that type of situation. So nobody wants to defend against that. So obviously, yes, that's why, Mahomes can do that, but not to the level of these other three quarterbacks. He still has to perform even with everything around him. Having everything around you doesn't guarantee success, as Sam Darnold. Yes, that is a great point, Mr. Morrell. He has everything around him, but if he doesn't perform, he's not going to do anything. You know the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? That's exactly what we're dealing with. Like, okay, you've led Jared Goff to the water, but Jared Goff is the one that had to take the drink. And this is the thing. The national media and fan bases around the NFL don't understand how much Jared Goff has evolved. They're still working with the narrative of him being cast off in LA. It's very lazy. It's the same thing with the Lamar slander. He's still is a running back to some people. But in the very late stages of this season, he was leading the league in passing. He was. He does have 40 touchdown passes this season? He does. So it's like they get typecast in a way where they're just playing the same role over and over again until they're not. And then when they're not playing that role, people are like, yeah, but that's like, what if Jason Statham was in a Shakespearean play? People will be like, well, where's the car at? You know what I'm saying? It's a Shakespearean play. There are no cars, but he's the driver, right? He's the getaway driver guy. But he's playing a different role now. I'm still looking for that car. I'm still looking. No, stop looking for the car. Embrace the role that they're currently in and understand that they can be more than what you thought they were. That's all. That's what I want for people, because it's just tired and it's lazy, man. It's tired and it's lazy. Like, we just keep looking at people. Even me. Again, we know I hate oh hell no state with all my every fiber of my being. I won't even call them oh hell no. I don't even say the proper name of the school or the state. Last year, I did have to give CJ Stroud his props because he came from that place, and I thought he was going to be another one of those quarterbacks from that school, and he proved at least last year to be different. Okay, now this year he's kind of, done the Sam Darnold thing, turned back into a pumpkin, and that's fine because he's a sophomore. And people generally have sophomore slumps. Now let's see what he does next year and, going forward. That's all. Like, when you have new information, you are able to change your opinion. It's fine. It's okay. Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl in LA and they still got rid of him. He's terrible for the rest of his career. That's what that means. Come on now. Yeah, CJ Stroud is okay. Like, he's not. He's no Jaden Daniels. Yeah, that's for sure. He's no Jaden Daniels. All right, so I won't have my guest, which I was pretty sure that we already knew. All right, let's get some more updates on the Washington Commanders and their situation. Let's see here. I want to know who their safeties are, because I really don't know who their safeties are. Does anybody know who their safeties are? There's an article that says ranking potential quick NFL turnarounds, why Myles Garrett's Browns confidence could be warranted. All right, so Myles Garrett's not trying to go anywhere, unfortunately. I know we were holding out hope that it would be Myles Garrett, but if we get anybody of that ilk in this offseason, it's going to be it'll probably be Max Crosby. Washington Commanders have 2 non-participants on their injury report ahead of the Lions game. Jordan McGee, linebacker, hamstring. Bobby Wagner, ankle. That was the ankle he injured when he was tackling Baker Mayfield. Bro, all I'm going to say to you is, if Bobby Wagner can't play this game, I don't know much about Jordan McGee, but if Bobby Wagner can't play this game, and they already aren't great at covering the middle, they're not great at covering the deep middle. Now they'll be even worse covering the shallow middle. Option routes or Texas routes, whichever one you want to call them, right? The Texas route. Jahmyr Gibbs, Texas route all game. Amon-Ra St. Brown going over the middle all game. They already aren't great at stopping the run. I mean, what else can you say? If Bobby Wagner doesn't play for the Commanders, that will be a huge loss. So I expect him to do everything that he can to play, but he was a non-participant in practice. He did not practice. So maybe it's just rest for the ankle because that's what it needs. I don't know, but we'll have to keep our eye on him. Paul Thomas says, why can't all the talking heads wait until the QB has 4 years in, freshman, sophomore, senior, junior? I don't know, because it's a microwave society and everybody wants to take right away. Everybody wants to take right away. I mean, even Caleb Williams, I'm not ready to call him a bust. Guys, hold on. I don't think anybody has talked about this. Did y'all see the St. Brown Brothers podcast with Caleb Williams on it? Amon-Ra asked him, about the nail painting thing. This man, this male, sat there and had this conversation about why he paints his nails as if it was just this normal thing. Like he was having this conversation confidently that it was a normal thing that all men do. Bruh, I'm going to give you the Cliff's Notes of the conversation. When he was a kid, his mom did nails. Obviously, he wasn't blind to it. So he saw it, and that's something that he wanted to do. And Mom, just be like, you see all my customers, baby. What's different about them? You and them. Jay Cruiser says you're blocked from their podcast. That's crazy. So that's number one. Bro, this dude was talking about his mani-pedi routine. He was talking about how he goes to the salon. And at first he was just like, okay, I want to get one fingernail done. And then it turned in from then it turned in. And he was like, I only do it during the season. They were like, why? Because I don't want to run out of ideas about what I should put on the nails. Like during the season, I'd be at like some fire ass designs. I'm like, bro, are you talking about your nails? Man, sir, are you talking about fire ass designs on your nails, sir? And then he was like, because I don't know the schedule of this, so I kind of fell back. And Amon-Ra was like, yeah, we doing all that losing. I don't think you should be doing that. He was like, yeah, nah. We started losing. That's when I stopped. He was like, that's when I stopped. Because I'm trying to know the schedule and everything, and trying to understand like how to get everything in there. But yeah, next year definitely. So I'm planning these things out right now. Going to the salon. I'm like, what is this conversation? What is this conversation? I'm sure his teammates were looking at that like, this is completely normal to him. Completely normal. Never commented on their chats ever. Is the new generation. I can't even ascribe that to generation. That was the most outlandish. You have to go and watch this. It was the most outlandish thing I've ever seen. Like you are just with full confidence. Like I'm supposed to be having this conversation. That's like you said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I go to the barber. So I be getting these crazy designs in my hair every week because during the season, like I play for the Lions, so I have like a lion eating a bear in the back of my head. This was the kind of assurance that he was talking about this with. Like it was just supposed to do. He was supposed to do this. Honestly, he sounded pretty secure, like it was nothing. That's what I'm saying. You can sound secure in it, but that don't make it right. It's like, homie, like just be aware when you're talking. A caveat, say something like a disclaimer. Like, I know this isn't something like dudes usually do, but let me tell you, how it happened with me. Like, at least I'm not, we're not talking about his orientation or nothing, because he said, the only thing he mentioned was females that he's with. So that's, but at least have the awareness that this isn't something that men generally do, and you should just have that disclaimer there. Then you can go into talking about it confidently, because you've already thrown that out there. I was just like, what am I watching, listening to? I don't know. I was unaware. I was unaware. I was unfamiliar with your game. Not gonna work. Jay Phoenix, you are a Durs fan, right? Who's Jay Phoenix? I don't see a Jay Phoenix in here. Or maybe it's up higher. Hold on. Okay, let me go back up. Jay Cruzen says Jay Daniels is a hell of a QB, not gonna lie, but it's not his time yet. Right, ESPN has Jaden Daniels in the Hall of Fame now. Tactical Sports says no clue. Oh, there's Jay Phoenix. I feel like some of us Lions fans are too confident this might be a fluke game. Well, Jay Phoenix says he's I don't see. Look, the only way I think that this game is in doubt is if the Commanders come in and completely punch us in the mouths like the Bills did. The difference is, after you got punched in your mouth by the Bills, you got up off the mat and you went on to play someone else. There is no getting up off the mat and going on to play. Not for another 6 months. There isn't. Okay. So this is why I'm saying the Detroit Lions, and I opened with this. The Detroit Lions have a bad taste in their mouths. The Detroit Lions fans have a bad taste in our mouths. Pause, double pause. We were 30 minutes from a Super Bowl. Now we are 60 minutes from hosting the first ever NFC Championship game to be played in Detroit. There is just something different that we got that we're cooking with. Right? There's something different that we're cooking with. They're playing with house money. They're loose, and they don't have a care in the world. They don't know what they don't know, and that's fine, cool. But we do know what they don't know. And Saturday night, we finna show them what they don't know. That's all. That's all. Laugh my rip pants out. Vegas sending out minions to F with our minds. Guys, not joking this part. So this is what I'm saying, man. Like, if you're a Lions fan, and this will be my last message to you during the show, and then it's dense, I mean, the show is officially an hour, and then we just kick it for whatever. But my last message to you as a Lions fan is, say it with your chest, man. Be confident. You don't have to be cocky. You can respect your opponent and be confident. I am number one. Respect my opponent. Don't pick BTA. Don't predict blowouts and things of this nature. But come on, man. Come on. You again, what did Dan Campbell say? We're the hunted, but we're gonna be on your front porch. We're not difficult to find. right? You may be hunting us, but we're not difficult to find. The national media, they find us every week. Every week. You know, they continue to find us. They continue to talk. They continue to have opinions. Well, the Detroit Lions have been the best team in football, but you know, and until we become the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. We could have Jaden Daniels on our team at quarterback, and there would be something else. So, just say it with your chest. All right. Chef, I was determined. That's why I was here. Well, I appreciate you being determined to get here. If that's what you're saying. All right, opening up the floor. We got questions, we got concerns. We want to talk about these Commanders. Let me know what it is. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my Discord link in there. Let's see who this is. Somebody just followed me, Bobby Tarantino. And they have this picture up. I'm not gonna lie, that goes hard. That goes a little bit hard. However, the David Montgomery just looks like another Sonic. I feel like that was AI generated for sure. That's why David Montgomery looks like another Sonic. Now this one looks, yeah, this one is better. That's actually Knuckles. Will the Lions game be tight in the fourth or Lions blowout? I never predict blowouts. I just don't. Here's what I'll say. If we look at what Rio was saying today about their offense possessing the ball, they do go for it on fourth down quite often. They've gone for it 23 times this year and got it 20 times. But I've also seen them fail because they didn't have great play calls on those fourth downs. I've seen them, all three of the failures I've seen. There were 3 of 5 this game against the Buccaneers, and they failed against the Cowboys once. The Cowboys game was a situation where you can't say they should have took points because they needed to score touchdowns because they were trailing. This game, you could say there were situations where they should have taken points, which means that all that happened was one of those. The Buccaneers just failed to get points after taking over, or did they get a touchdown or a field goal? But one of them and that was the last one, the Buccaneers actually fumbled and turned it right back over to them. So there were fourth down decisions that could have cost David could have cost Dan Quinn and the Commanders, but they didn't. I think in this situation, with Detroit going up against a bad defense, with Ford Field rocking the way that it is, I think that they will be made to pay for the mistakes that they make. That's how I'll say it. So if they make a lot of mistakes, it'll be a blowout. If they only make if they only make a couple of mistakes, it'll be a comfortable win. And if they don't make any mistakes at all, then it could still be I'm trying to say it could still be comfortable even if they don't make mistakes. But I'll just say, so that's the blueprint. If they make a few mistakes, it's a blowout. If they make okay, I'll put a scale on it. You're asking me, so I got to scale it out. If they make 5 mistakes, it'll be a blowout. And by mistakes, I mean going for it on fourth when you probably shouldn't and not making it, because that's turnovers and also traditional turnovers like fumbles and interceptions. I don't think Jaden Daniels is really going to put the ball in the harm's way. So I'm just going to say 5 mistakes is a blowout. 3 mistakes or less is a comfortable game. No mistakes as far as turnovers, it could be tight. That's how I'll look at it. I try to make a scale for it. Tactical Sports says, I need to understand what it is that makes Commanders fans think that they can beat the Lions. Jaden Daniels is the only answer to your question. They don't have, look, I told you that dude Rio was on the heavies earlier a couple hours ago, and there was really nothing except for Jaden Daniels. That's the only thing that they could point to. He said that their defense is opportunistic. So if they can be opportunistic, he expects a shootout. And then he expects that because it's a shootout, because they have the quote unquote special quarterback and we don't, then the Lions will not win. But that is the argument. That's the most coherent argument that I've seen. Everybody else is just Jaden Daniels. That's their argument. Arv says it should be a comfortable win, all things being equal. If the Durs turn it over, forget it. They are toast. Yeah. I was just trying to find a recipe for it to be a tight game. I mean, it is the divisional round of the playoffs. I think the Commanders are deserving of being there. So, hey, it is what it is. So we're gonna lose because of a guy who was sitting in organic chemistry class a year ago. That's not coherent in the least. Listen, Jaden Daniels is the most special quarterback in the NFL right now, according to Commanders fans. Now, they asked him about a pro comp, and he was like, I don't like doing pro comps from this guy. He is Jaden Daniels, first of his name, right? He's one of one. And they said Lamar was a lazy pro comp because he's a much better or much more polished passer than Lamar was when he came into the league. And I have said that before. I have said that before. But if you are a Washington Commander and they asked you, would you take Lamar Jackson over Jaden Daniels? I think it would be a 50-50 split. I think some of them would say yes, they would, and some of them would say no, they wouldn't. But I do think it would be as heavily contested as 50-50. But that's the thinking. I also had some video comments too. I'll read these because I had planned to read them. Because, like I said, I had them coming for me and I didn't send for them. Let me see what we got here. Because can someone please tell me who the commander safeties are? Because again, I'm serious. I don't know who they are. I would like to know who they are because I need to know who it is that's going to be tasked with stopping Benjamin St. Juice from getting burnt by JMO. I need to know who that's going to be. All right. So here, this guy commented multiple times. He said Jaden Daniels has that Jordan aura, mystique, and killer instinct. If you give this kid a chance to beat you, he will beat you, just like Jordan back in the day. The Lions are clearly the more talented team, but this is a game 7, and the Skins have the best closer in the league. The Lions better blow the Skins out because if it's close, we have the edge. Good luck to the Lions. They will play 20 yards off of JMO. I hope they do. I hope they do because that's when you throw a smoke route. When you see them 20 yards off, you just be like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just hey, you just make the signal over to JMO, whichever one of those signals you're comfortable with. You know, hit him with the smoke route and then let him run 30 yards. I think they're coming to Detroit. Okay, I don't think they're not gonna come. No, they're not gonna get. They're not gonna go to Detroit like they did to Tampa Bay. You know, I mean, Florida's retirement country, man. So you know, and maybe the Commanders ownership is gonna do the same thing that the Vikings ownership did by buying up a bunch of tickets and selling them to their fans. I mean, it's possible, you know. Really good dope in Washington, DC area. Just ask the mayor. Just ask the mayor. Oh, that wasn't dope. That was coke, right? Yeah. So just ask the mayor about you know the product over there. Because what I watched in that game against Mike Evans, against the Bucks, Mike Evans did get off. And Marshawn Lattimore was supposed to be locking him down, and he was doing all that extracurricular stuff, hitting him after the whistle and hitting him while he was on the ground. And Mike Evans kept his composure. Just unfortunately for Mike Evans, they didn't win. Oh yeah, it was crack. Went to a ditch. Oh, okay. Jay Cruising, like he acts like this crackhead, but I bet you he's very like never took a drug a day in his life. Yes. The Commanders fans are smoking that Marion Berry stash now, for sure. For sure. They are definitely smoking that Marion Berry. I could just imagine somebody on the corner like, "Hey fam, you want to get high? I got that Marion Berry. What you want to do?" I got that Marion Berry. 2 for 5, Marion Berry. What you want to do, play? Mr. Morales says we have at least 4 to 5 weapons they have to account for. And that's what I'm saying. No one has told me who the safeties are. I don't feel like looking up their roster, but y'all gonna make me do it. And this is the reason that I have to do this is because we don't know their safeties. Let's see. Just pull up the defense unofficial depth chart. Why would they have an unofficial depth chart on commanders.com? It should be official, right? All right. They are safeties. So their cornerbacks are Marshawn Lattimore. We already know that. Noah Igbinoghene. Wait, hold on. Igbinoghene. All right. So it's not St. Juice. They're Mikey Sanders still. Yeah, Benjamin St. Juice is the backup to Mikey Sanders still. Okay, Jeremy Chin, who was decent when he was in Carolina, right? And Quan Martin. I don't know Quan Martin. So I don't know which one of them. It'll be Quan Martin because he's the free safety. So Quan Martin will be over Benjamin St. Juice or Noah Igbinoghene. Yes, I think that's how you say his name. He's going to be over the top helping out with J-Mo. So a no-name safety is going to be helping out with J-Mo. I mean, good luck with that. Then they rush right to YouTube. They smoke that Marion Berry, then rush right to YouTube. What up, though, Craig Hogg? Craig Hogg says, "Hey, I'm smoking some Marion Berry flavored weed as you cook." It's called Very Berry. Okay, I feel you. You know what I'm tired of hearing? Can the Lions defense contain JD5, but no one is asking if they can defend our offense? I mean, the bulletin board material is all in favor of the Lions, bro. It's like you are the number 1 seed while everyone else was was trying to see who was going to come play you next week, you were sitting at home chilling. And yet still people think you're going to be one and done. I mean, that's it. That's all the bulletin board material you need. Right? Paul Thomas says, right, which is insane because we have come close to posting 50. We've gone over 50 twice. With the Cowboys, I definitely wanted us to get 50. But we throttled it down and didn't go for the 50 burger, which I don't know why we did, but I mean, this is a team where Xavier McKinney got on his soapbox and was talking about how he didn't like how the Lions were embarrassing people and blowing them out. Okay. I mean, what up though, 313 Thug Boss? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I have no clue. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it's at some point, and this is what I've said. It just becomes hate. It's hate because it's irrational. It doesn't make any sense. Like how long do you just want to keep kicking the Lions? I don't get it. And that's why I say that the national media is low key, covertly rooting for the Lions because they keep giving them bulletin board material, even though you can see how good they are. I mean, hell, they're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Out of all the teams left in the playoffs, the Lions are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. I just don't get it, man. Mad disrespect from Washington fans. All right, I respect that. Mad respect for not giving respect. If you know, you know. Use the hashtag. Use the hashtag if you know. Yeah, we don't pick blowouts. It's the NFL. As they say, they drive Mercedes too. Hell, I mean, Caleb Williams drives a Rolls Royce and a G Wagon. And he also paints his nails very confidently. We're the faves for a reason too. Exactly. The fans, the Detroit Lions fans that are afraid to embrace what's going on, they just need to, look, man, say it with your chest. I hope none of those fans are the fans that are going to be packing out Ford Field. That's all I'll say. I hope none of them are going in there scared. Hey, Chef, what would you do with Iffy after the season? I would love to re-sign him. I would re-sign him on an incentive-laden deal. Yeah, he understands. He ain't been in the lineup. We got Anzo back to spy Daniels. If he runs, I expect Anzo to limit him really. I mean, look, people don't realize AG was the guy with a worse defense, by the way, that the league was calling around in 2019. Like, how did you limit Lamar the way that you did? Right. And then also that was the other thing. First take, Chris Canty was talking about, oh, because their pass rush took a hit when they lost uh Aidan Hutchinson. Bro, Aidan, we've now at this point in time played more games without Aidan Hutchinson than we did with him. Okay, and doubled it up. Okay, so we've played twice as many games without Aidan Hutchinson that we did with him, or than we did with him. So I mean, not saying that Aidan Hutchinson is not a big piece, not saying that, but my goodness, how do you watch a team go through 12, 13 more games and only lose one more time? Like how much of that do you have to see before you stop using Aidan Hutchinson as a crutch? I don't understand it. I've only felt disappointed once this season, which was in the Buffalo game, and that was for selfish, which was because I worked with Bills fans and I couldn't gloat. Oh man, I mean, but that's better than being a Lions fan overseas and being ashamed to even have, like, you can't even have conversations with people about your sport and you just feel ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Like you're embarrassed by the team. Like they were that's where we came from, you know. So I mean, I get that a lot of fans have PTSD. Um and here's the other thing. In the event, and I'm not predicting this in any way or saying it'll happen. In the event that the Commanders do come in here and win, do you know how many Lions fans are going to completely abandon the team as if, yes, it is Super Bowl bust or bust, but it's the same for every team every year. Only one team wins it. But how many people are going to be calling for Dan Campbell's job and saying this organization is a fraud and blah 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 blah. Oh, this good. Hey, they can do everything that they want to do until they get to the playoffs. It's like, bro, this organization has pulled itself out of the gutter and out of the dysfunction. We're good. We're okay. We're set up for a long time. Yeah, the Lions aren't going to spy at all. TM Martin says no any given Sunday. Yeah, that's but look, man, the Lions fans are the most chicken little fan base. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this guy is falling. There's no chance. If you lose in the playoffs, you're never going to be good again. We're just going to go through it. Yes, very fickle. Very, very fickle. That's why I'm a big eye test guy. You can see what you can see. You can see what you can see. You don't have to rely on stats or analytics or whatever the case. You can see what you can see. And what we see in front of us, this product that goes out onto Ford Field, is not something we've ever seen before. Just isn't. It's different. I feel like it's fickle, man. because we turn back into same old Lions fans so quickly. We have PTSD, and I get it. I understand. It's not easy to get over PTSD. You love this team when they were 0-16. They were never 16-0. I know you wanted them to be 16-0. Yeah, but didn't happen. No, there are some people like there's a certain commenter who's in the Woodward Sports chat who I blocked a long time ago, who was in there as the Lions were getting good, telling everyone how stupid they were for still believing in this team and how he gave up on them years ago, and he'll never be a Lions fan again, yada, yada, yada. And it's just like, there's a lot of people like him that secretly gave up, and were happy to watch dysfunction and watch misfortune. And then, once we got back to prominence, then they come back, but when they come back, they're coming back looking for something bad to happen. And as soon as they see signs of it during games, even not even during the season, during games, people were breaking things when we went down 10-0 to the Vikings, and look how that worked out. So Mrs. Morale 313. Yes, see, we thinking this. See, were we separated at birth? I was so sick of some of the Lions fans criticizing the hell out of Aaron Glenn when he had so many players on IR. Come on now. Yeah. When he had players on IR, when he didn't have talent on defense, there was a lot. Like I'll react to certain play calls. Like it just don't turn around on 4th and inches. Don't turn your back to the line. Don't do it. Don't turn around the handoff. Don't take steps backwards. Just go forwards. Do your modified tush push with a tight end and just keep it moving, please. I don't want to see that. Well, Craig, it looks like you outed yourself because I wasn't talking about you specifically. No, you're all good. Could have swore I saw them run a spy, but I guess I was wrong. If they did, it was a temporary thing. I mean, Aaron Glenn has said that he doesn't like spying. Stephen A. Smith tripping today. He was also talking about Commanders having to face Detroit Lions fan hostility at Ford Field. Was he talking about fan hostility as in just a hostile environment, or was he talking about Lions or Vikings Vanessa type accusations? I think he was talking about a hostile environment. Am I right? Because there should be a hostile environment. Yeah. Whenever you walking into a rival stadium, it ain't sweet. Oh yeah, I asked that question before. So TM, now that you're here, the guy, do we feel anything different about the guy not protecting his wife or fiance after we have seen that The result of his actions got the dude banned for life from the link and also fired from his job. I said before, I feel like you still should have done something at the time other than just like keep filming. That's great, but do something else as an action of protection. Oh yeah, the internet found him. They found him. They found his real name, everything. He got fired from his job. Um, he got banned from going to Eagles games. He should probably move to another country now. I mean, if he has money, he did get fired. I don't know what his saving situation is like. Uh, he's definitely gonna have to move out of Philly. You know. What up, though, Just a fan? Oh, the tattletale. uh Feel the same way. Sounds like something else was happening that sus. Oh, maybe he was. I mean, can you really get fired for that? Because you were out at a football game and you were being belligerent, not even anywhere near your job. I mean, I guess you can. I don't know. I don't know what it said in his contract. Social media run amok. That's why I stay off social media. I'm not a huge social media person. I should be more involved in it because of what I do. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Um, Lions 42-24. I won't disagree. Getting someone fired is a serious offense. I mean, unless you deserve it, I don't know that the man deserved to get fired for name calling. you know, um, that's a lot for name calling. I would say that. You playing with my emotions, Smokey. uh I mean, he might be able to even sue his job. Like, how do you like I get that he was over the top, but how do you fire me because of a video that you found on the internet? I don't understand. It doesn't show me like attacking the woman or anything of this nature. I was talking out of my ass and I was not, conducting myself well, but fire me from my job? I don't know. You could be fired depending on the job. I work in the government, and if you get caught out here looking back, could be suspended or even terminated. Yeah, that's why I said I don't know what his job is, you know, but I don't know. You know? Fired and banned from the stadium is a little harsh. I mean, banned from the stadium is a thing that you can expect. Like, if you do anything like that at the stadium, like they're probably gonna ban you if they catch you. But fired from your job is crazy. And his real name is out there. Like, I think his address is out there. Like, it's wild. Like, if you do anything at the stadium, you can expect, just like Fahad, who got his, tickets taken away for his, encounter that he had with Matt LaFleur before the game. His job is unemployed now. I believe he did get doxxed too. I think his name is like Ryan Cunningham or something like that. But I think he got doxxed. I'm not 100% sure, but I pretty much feel like he probably did, especially since he got fired from his job. So I feel like all of this would have been avoided if the guy just stepped up and did the protector thing. Soft Packers fans. And as I said, the Eagles are now going to send them a bunch of Packers gear as an apology. But the funny thing about all of this is all of that happened to the Eagles fan that got caught on video. What happened to the Lions fans that got caught on video for harassing Vikings nests, the Vikings wives and girlfriends, and other female Vikings fans? Why didn't any of those guys that got caught on video get fired from their jobs? They get doxxed. Why didn't any of that happen? Oh, because it didn't actually happen. Yeah, nobody got caught on video because it didn't happen. I'm just saying. It's brutal out here. I've been asking that too. Where's that video? Invisible fans, right? I mean, you see, this man got his, life ruined, so to speak. Whatever, got fired, got his tickets revoked, can't come to a Eagles game ever again. We had the one fan, Fahad, who was down on the field. They took his season tickets, but these mysterious men, these knuckle dragging Neanderthals that have never seen a woman before, that were doing all of this attacking and harassment, they still haven't been identified. And it is wild to me. It is wild and crazy kids. I don't know Fahad personally. No. Do you know him personally? Oh, yes. Harassing an 8-month pregnant woman, no less. Also, didn't they push her down the stairs? This 8-month pregnant woman got pushed down the stairs. Yeah. Okay. Listen, if you watch all these Lions fans out here apologizing to Vikings Nest, because obviously they, try to slide in the DMs later. You watch all these apologizing to Washington Commanders fans for the cockiness that some of the other fans have displayed. And that's not how the Detroit Lions want to. the fans want to portray themselves. That's fine. So you're telling me we have all these white knights out here and no one stepped up in the event where an 8-month pregnant woman was being assaulted and they were trying to push her down the stairs. 8 months pregnant? Really? Come on, bro. No dark corners. None. The darkest corner is the tunnel. And I know they weren't in there. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and grab me a nap before I go back out to work. So I appreciate you guys once again coming through. Remember, I will not be here tomorrow. If you need anything, I will be. I see that the Discord is getting more and more active, so I will make more efforts to get in there and be a part of the conversation when I can. So get your mailbag questions, and if you have any more questions about the game, anything that you think of that you want to see me answer, and I will look into it and I will answer it live. Tomorrow is Thursday, won't be here. Friday, that's when we get here. I know people who know him. He should be restored, inshallah. Inshallah. All right, guys. So Motor City Cats back at it. Came to give you stats, not static. And I can't tell you what to do. But if you want to take my advice, make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. And you are welcome, TM Martin. You guys have a great one. We are out. Peace.